Hey, I'm Ed Bolian and welcome back to my personal channel, and it is spring cleaning time here at VINwiki. We finally got some good rain, the pollen is dying down, and every car is just covered in yellow dust and the dirt from many drives and many road trips, although I honestly have been on the road for I guess the last 6 or 7 weeks. It all started in Moda. You saw some videos from there, and I went straight from there to Sand Hollow, Utah for the off-road games with Matt's Off-Road Recovery. After that, went out with Freddie and Tyler and we shot Car Trek 11, and that is coming to VINwiki probably late May or early June. We're so excited to be back, and we had an amazing adventure with a lot of misfortune and a lot of things broken, but we made it home. Not all the cars in one piece, but I hope that you'll enjoy that, and it is going to be on the VINwiki channel this time. From there, I went to the Smith Heritage Invitational, an awesome car show up in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we organized a multi-generational display of all of the V12 mid-engine Lamborghini models. And so a great time there, all the way from Europe up to Revuelto, and I took the Verde Draco LP640. So there's a little bit of extra dirt on it. I also, along with the help of Tim Fabrizio, found what might be my greatest automotive discovery, I don't know, in my career of searching for hard to find cars. And so I can't talk too much about that just yet. The title's still in process, but you are going to love that. And that is going to mean that one of the cars here is on the chopping block fairly soon. But today it is all about cleaning things up. Honestly, I don't think I've driven some of the cars in several weeks, maybe a couple of months. So we're gonna get them all dust off, and Bam Cunningham is gonna get them cleaned up, and then we'll take them for a spin. Most of the miles in the sports car world lately have been on the Roadster. The weather has been perfect, and to me, when you can drive it, there is nothing better than an LP640 Roadster. It's filthy right now as it stays, and it can be a little hard to wash it because obviously there's no roof, and I'm not gonna put it on just for that. I haven't put it on ever. And so I have a little like parking roof that you can sort of use, but after Cameron and the team at DC Motorworks went through both of the Mercies and the Diablo last year, everything's been amazing. The car is a good bit more powerful, sounds a lot better, and drives wonderfully. No error lights on, which is unfamiliar territory for me, but I am loving it. And so there it is. It says wash me on the front, and it certainly does need it today. The $1,500 2003 SL500 is running great. I have not put many miles on it because it is designated for a future use, but we did get the top to work. So it takes 3 people. I'm not going to show you right now because different people have to hold panels in different places in order for the button to work, but it works with the button, not just the Allen key and taking it all apart. It is, it's so functional. And yeah, it's filthy, but that hides how imperfect it is, which I think is probably a positive thing. Now, most of my miles of late have been on the old trusty Cayenne, although I say old. It's a 2015 Cayenne Turbo, and it's the newest car that I own by far, but it has been performing beautifully. I've got the Bridgestone Dueler AT Ascent tires, and of the half dozen or so different tires and specs that I've tried on these vehicles, it is by far the best in balancing on and off-road performance. I love this thing, and I got a very nice offer on it recently, and both of my children said, absolutely not, it cannot leave. So we are loving the car. It goes anywhere, especially once you prove that it'll go to the Arctic Ocean and back. You cannot go wrong with a rig like this. We have just restocked some new styles and colors of VINwiki shirts at the VINwiki store, store.vinwiki.com. I also got a new batch of the identical to my spec, beautiful, red all over, Bugatti Veyron models. Those are autographed and in the store now. And we have 3 new Car Trek plates autographed by Freddie, Tyler, and myself. Those will go up for sale soon, ahead of the next Car Trek. It's been about 2 years since I bought this 1997 Lamborghini Diablo SV, and every time I drive it, I just love it more and more. It's so nice because it is so rough, and it was kind of a proof of concept because I wasn't sure how much I'd really use and enjoy a Diablo. Obviously having the Murcielago goes alongside of it, and the answer is a lot. Everything about it's a little bit more raw, a little bit more analog, a little rougher, harsher, everything, and in that regard, I enjoy it. But I really like taking it places and putting some meaningful miles on the car. It drives great. The rear-wheel drive setup makes it quite light and responsive and easy to maneuver even at low speed. The visibility isn't terrible. I fit because it doesn't have any airbags and it may have the wrong seats in it. Oh! Yes! Oh my goodness. It's so good. And you don't have to worry about anything. The paint's not very good. Obviously, it was supposed to be red Rosso Imola, and then it was pearlescent and shimmery and rhinestone-y in Japan, and then we wrapped it Verde Scandal, and Rob Pitts and the crew painted it orange. But I love the way it looks, especially the further away you stand. I like the way it's set up with the black big graphics, the matte black wing, the matte black wheel inserts. It's just as the car should be. And I have enjoyed all of the miles I have gotten to put on it. And it's really been pretty trouble-free. It still leaks a little bit of oil. Fuel gauge doesn't work so well. This window's a little iffy. The air conditioning is so-so, but just Diablo stuff. Nothing to get mad about. Oh, and I still have some lights. Which switch works? That one! Look at that! I got lights! You know, one thing I've continued to go back and forth about is whether or not I should try to get a nicer Diablo. And I don't know why these thoughts come into my mind. The answer is obviously no. But I really think less and less that that's the right answer, because I think there's so many things, like the door handles are very fragile, so they broke. So Cameron and the guys put in F40 loops for me, which are better. And if I felt like the car had to stay perfect, that might bother me, because I'd have that anxiety a bit of like, well, am I going to mess it up? Because I would in driving it. But other than maybe not being as eligible for some great shows around the country because it's like it is, there's nothing I'm giving up. So precise, so tactile. I mean, it's not a Scud or a 675 LT, but it does everything you need it to do. And hey, it doesn't even have a check engine light on right now, which is probably the only Diablo on earth that could say that. Now, when I say that the window doesn't so much work, I mean that it goes forward like this, and then you have to pull it like that, and it does again, and you pull it like that. Oh. There we go, almost up. All right, I said it was broken. It's perfectly usable. At almost 59,000 miles, this is now the highest mileage manual LP640 on Earth, and I am very pleased to have and continue to retain that title. There is a 55,000 mile car in Europe, and the Spiker, like I said, I have not been driving it much lately, but there's nothing better to just walk by in the garage. I'm gonna put some more miles on it in an upcoming trip, but it is wonderful. Only like 4,200 miles on that, I am ashamed to say. And after 5 years of suffering through a wildly imperfect windshield on the Verde Draco LP640, because the original one was cracked during its removal for the repaint, I have a new, still aftermarket windshield that is clear to look through. And so it is actually like finally a car that doesn't need anything, which I don't even know how to feel about it, but I'm loving them both.
Yeah, we couldn't pop this last time, right?
No, you have to take all these Allen screws out to do it, but the best way to dry it off is to get it hot. So I'm gonna go take it for a spin, and then I guess you can clean it again. Still remember how to start it. All right, we need some air conditioning, which means we turn that to cold, that to on, that compressor, that to face, that to me, and it works. Obviously. Every time I drive this car, the sensation is just how pleasant it is to do everything in. It is such a unique place to be. Everything that you touch and feel is different than any other car. There is nothing like a Spiker, and I love it every time I take it out. It is not the key that I reach for first in my garage. That's obviously a Lambo or the Bugatti, but it is so much fun and so nice every time you take it somewhere. It makes a great noise. It's not insanely fast, but it is plenty quick enough for any kind of daily normal road use. It shifts great. Everything works except the tire pressure sensors. And overall, it's just a wonderful, wonderful car. And there are so many people in the comments on these videos and so many people that walk into my garage and say, that is the coolest thing that you have. And I can't fault them. I can't argue with it. It is really, really that cool. You never see another one. And they're just such unique cars. There's nothing to get mad about with a Spiker, except this guy might get mad about how fast I was driving it. We good. I mean, nothing shifts like that. Nothing has pedals like that. Aesthetically, nothing is like it. And every time you take it somewhere, it is an event. It obviously attracts all the attention in the world. Everybody is like, what is that? When Seth Rose had his, that was his license plate. What is that? And that is the first thing everybody asks. And you just say, it's a Spiker. Who makes the Spiker? Spiker makes a Spiker. Where do they sell them? Well, nowhere anymore because they've been out of business for a long time. But how cool is this? I nearly traded it a few months ago for Michael Jordan's SLR 722, which it was long since been Michael Jordan's. He had it new, but hasn't had it for a long, long time. And we were back and forth about the numbers and the gap, and nothing really made sense. And you know, because I don't drive the car very much, it's the one I most often think, well, I'll just get rid of the Spiker to get whatever else I have my eye on. But I've never been more content with the current selection of cars. Oh my goodness, the roof scoop just dumped water all over the front. It does that, the roof scoop, but it has a roof scoop. That's how you know it's awesome. Sorry, Bam. Oh my goodness. You know, I hadn't thought about it in a while, but I did try awful hard to buy the 06 Bugatti Veyron press car, even though it was not a US compliant car. I figured I could just take it in and out every few years to kind of make it work within the law. But it was black and gray with what they called like it wasn't ruby, that's the color of this interior. It was something wine related. It was the same kind of dark red color, and I thought that kind of dichotomy between the 16-cylinder Veyron and the 8-cylinder Spiker with similar design elements and things like that would have been cool, but I sure do love my Grand Sport. And I've had a lot of people propose Aventador trades and things like that, but nothing really makes sense. I mean, the last few transactions of these things have been really, really impressive. High five, 600 grand. But, you know, what else would you buy for that kind of money that has the presence that this car has? Missy Elliott has not called me to buy it back, but hey, can't fault her for that either. So everything's cleaned up, ready for a whole lot more miles. We'll get the garage clean as well, and that's what it's all about. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day.